Hey there guys, welcome back to Skirmish Miniature Gaming, and I have been challenged and challenge accepted. I think this is a great bit of fun. I have taken a bit of time out of my day off to actually do it. Just a short video. I accept your challenge, David Moffat, fan of the channel, from Anax Tabletop Gaming. My apologies, there we go. I've checked out the channel, dude. Fairly new channel from what I gather. He's a big fan of Adam and his work, and wants to kind of follow on from that kind of thing. And I would definitely agree and say that you've definitely got the voice for it, bud, and you're certainly, there's something about you that you need to be a YouTuber, I think, to kind of get ingrained into watching your videos. I think if you can pump out some vids, bud, and keep going on it, definitely keep trying on that, and I think you'll certainly be a very watchable YouTuber. So thanks for the challenge, David, and certainly I will accept it. Am I a wargamer? Well, here we go. Apparently I have to answer 4 questions, so I'll get into them straight away. How did I get into wargaming? Number 1. Well, I've been very on and off wargamer for my entire life. So one of my best friends, who shall remain unnamed in case he doesn't want to be named, but this goes back to primary school, for which you guys abroad and who are not based in the UK is kind of like, you have kindergarten in your country, over here it's reception, and then you go up into, over there I don't know what it'd be called, first school maybe in the US. Over here it's called primary school. And then obviously you go into high school, where you go into secondary school, and there's college, etc., university. So over here, when I was in the late years of first school, primary school, one of my friends, a lot of my hobbies, skiing was one of them. He showed me these cool little models in a local shop close to where I used to live, that sold these. It wasn't a Games Workshop, but it was just one of these independent retailers. It doesn't exist now, unfortunately, sadly. Showed me these cool little Chaos Space Marine metal models. The really old stuff. I mean, we're probably going back to 4th edition, maybe something like that. I would have only been maybe around the 10 years of age kind of thing. And yeah, it showed me these minis. I went, and I think possibly it might have been for a birthday or something. I may have gotten 10 Chaos Space Marines or something, and maybe a Chaos Lord, metal Chaos Lord, for probably a few quid at the time. And yeah, we went down to the local shop, started playing. His older brother also got involved and joined us. I think he had Tyranids. There was also another lad who joined us every weekend on a Sunday during the day, bringing his Dark Eldar now and again, and it was pretty much the same thing every week. We'd just kill each other. There was no real objective-based stuff to it, because we were all quite young, really. If not kind of around the age of 10, it was early teens for the people that were there, really. But we had fun with it. We enjoyed it. We got into the hobby. Awful at painting, obviously, if not, didn't really paint the minis at the time. That probably went on for 2 to 3 years. And then we all kind of went off to secondary school, etc. You're growing up, things are happening that you don't know what's going on. You're growing, your body's changing, all that kind of thing. You go into college, girls and things like that, and things all tend to change. Friends change and things like that. But when you get back together, almost talking about it again with those friends, you kind of come around to it again. I think it would have been probably late college years, if not going back to college. Which over here is kind of before university. We got into contact again and started to play these games. Had a gaming space around each other's houses where we were able to just come down and play these different games we invested in. And again, we also then got into Warhammer Fantasy, which was the other game at the time from Games Workshop, and didn't really play much else. It was mostly Warhammer at that time. So Warhammer Fantasy, I had a Seraphon, or at the time Lizardmen army, and I still had my Chaos. I merged into other things like Imperial Guard, Acadian Force and things like that. And at the time, I think it was 6th, 7th edition, so it was very competitive with each other, and not like I kind of am now. I'm much more kind of chilled and just happy to have fun games, things like that. But we definitely all were very competitive, trying to make the most competitive lists, because 7th was so unbalanced. You always had really overpowered units. I think there was another then gap again when I went I went and did another 2 years on another college course, and kind of drifted away from it again. Then I went to university down in Reading for a couple of years, and I happened to walk across a Games Workshop store in Reading, a massive store. Shout out to the guys down there, the great store down there. Got me back into it. I bought some Space Wolves, got into 40k and got some Space Wolves going. Made some good friends down there who I'm still in touch with now. Yeah, since then, really, I've just been non-stop. And then obviously it came to the next question that I have to answer. Question number 2. What got me into the YouTube community to make a tabletop gaming, wargaming channel? Well, it would be coming on from that last thing, really. I started to really get into wargames more than I ever had before. I was old enough to understand the tactics more, to be able to get more involved in that kind of thing, to be able to afford the models, to be able to afford my own expand my army with my own money from working life, and kind of coming out of university, I'd come into different work and things like that. I had a bit more free time. I figured I'd start doing my own channel, what inspired me to kind of get into it as well, I guess. So obviously you guys know that we do Skirmish Miniature Gaming. I saw a gap I started to play these smaller games with people at the local shop, things like that, that were skirmish based, and there's a lot of companies starting to push those kind of games. I saw that not many people were covering them on YouTube, these individual games. You got Malifaux, you got your smaller Warhammer games, Warcry, you now got your bigger games such as 40k and Sigmar starting to create smaller table size for you to be able to play the full size game, which is great. Really loving it. And that's where my idea came to create Skirmish Miniature Gaming and to put all those games into one place that you guys can enjoy. And so far, obviously, we've had our ups and downs massively. I try not to put too much time into it because, but at the end of the day, it'll come into another question that I've got to be asked later on. If you want to get into YouTube, then you push as far as you can, essentially. So far, really enjoyed it. We have other people involved with the channel. You know, Alan's involved with the channel. I'm the main kind of person behind the channel. Most of the actual work goes in behind the scenes is obviously what I do. We're always trying to build our member rate on Patreon. Hopefully this video might give you guys even more of an insight into it, and make you consider supporting the channel to keep our videos going. There will be all the links in the description for that, obviously. That's pretty much how I got into YouTube. Obviously, one of the other questions is kind of who inspired you to get into the YouTube community. It was probably the likes of, you've got your Mini Wargamings, your Guerrilla Miniature Gaming. It all seemed to start over in Canada from what I'm aware, and then sort of filtered across into America. You've now got a lot of UK based channels doing the same things, who I will shout out later on for my nominations for this challenge. I'd say Mini Wargaming for sure. Obviously they're probably the biggest one. Channel out there, as well as maybe Guerrilla Miniature Gaming, and more similar to what we kind of do. Their style of filming is what inspired me to do what we do on this channel, really. We've kind of finally found our groove now. We've tried out a mix of different filming styles and things that we like to do. We still got quality to improve on. We can still improve on many things. Even Mini Wargaming can still do that. And the likes of Guerrilla Miniature Gaming, Wargamer Girl, a massive inspiration. You know what she's done. And obviously I'm a super massive fan of what she's done with her Valhalla wargaming and retreats out in the Utah mountains, I think. Hires out a massive log cabin every year, for those of you who haven't checked that out, and gets tons of wargamers to come and have a vacation for 4 days with tons of other YouTubers. Anybody's invited. You go and stay in this massive log cabin, and you all game for 4 or 5 days. I think it's amazing. She does it once a year. I'd love for the UK, and this is one of my massive, as well as the channel and where I'll see it. This goes on to the next question. That's kind of who all the people who've kind of inspired the channel and where it's gone. But another question I have to answer here is, where do I see our channel, Skirmish Miniature Gaming, 5 years on from now? Obviously, I hope for it to be successful. I would hope that we would have hit kind of the 10,000 subscriber mark by then, and that's if we're still here. Obviously, I keep my fingers crossed that you guys keep giving us a boost, that we keep the memberships keep growing, and the views. Obviously, you'd expect all that to keep growing, and that nothing else happens where I'd have to stop the channel. Obviously, for whatever reason. Obviously, things happen in life, but Things are going okay for now, and I'm really excited to see where obviously the channel goes. I think it's a really unique idea. I think it's nothing like it out there, and I'm really trying to back it and hope that we can go somewhere in 5 years down the line. I'd hope that we're one of the bigger kind of sustained channels out there, especially for the UK. So really excited to. I'd love to peek into 5 years in the future and just see what the situation is with it, really. But as for, like I was saying, one of my other massive things is if we did become this massive channel at some point in the whatever future, and this is just dreaming, right? You guys can dream with me. I'm on about this Wargamer girl over in America. She's amazing, but this retreat that she's done, Valhalla retreat, I would love for there to be one here in the UK where we could do yearly. Obviously we need a big backing and a big following for somebody like myself to be able to put something like that out there, to be able to get enough people's attention, to be able to fund that kind of thing, because she does a Kickstarter every year for the one in Utah out in America. People fund it and they go. My pure dream and idea, and you guys can let me know what you think of this in the comments down below, is how amazing would it be, and I've even looked into this, just dreaming kind of thing. You can hire small castles in the UK, and if you don't know you should know what a castle is. We have them in the UK, and I think there are something like France as well in Europe, across the sea. And we could attract people over from Europe if we did something like that, because it's not too big a trip. It's only like America, like the travel is a few hours at tops, really, if you're coming over from Europe. And obviously people in the UK, it's something that we could all celebrate each year as a vacation for not just YouTubers in the UK and Europe, but also anybody who wishes to come and do that kind of thing. We could hire out one of these small castles, and as far-fetched as that sounds, if you kind of look at what they raise over in the US to do this Valhalla and the massive log cabin they hire out, it's not probably that much different. Obviously it's like paying for a big vacation, really. It wouldn't be the cheapest to afford a ticket to stay, but it's clearly doable, as seeing what they've done over there and Wargamer Girl's managed to achieve. She's done massive things with that. Massive credit to the community, but also she's now advanced it so that they have a gaming hall within this cabin that they have, but they also have a if we were to do something like that, then you'd still get people able to buy tickets and stay somewhere else if they didn't want to pay to stay in this small castle or whatever, to still come and game each day, and then they go back to wherever their campus or hotel or whatever is. And that's how we do it, and that is one of my massive dreams beyond the channel. It's just another little thing to share with you there, guys. But yeah, so that's what I see 5 years plus on from now. It's dreaming, I guess that's the whole idea of that. But now, just to round up the video, because we need to keep this as short as possible, and I've blabbed up on enough as it is, I have to call out 3 channels. So once again, thanks for my nomination by David over at Anax Tabletop Gaming. You can check him out in the link in the description below. I recommend it highly. But I have to call out 3 channels, and I had to go with UK-based channels here. Big up my guys over here, guys and girls. So Blackjack Legacy is the first one. I know Alan, who's part of the channel, is a massive fan of Blackjack as well. Andy over there, he does a great job. He's really listenable. Northerner, I'd say fellow Northerner, but I'm more Midlands really. But I've got a bit of Northern in me really. Yeah, I couldn't help but big him up. Blackjack Legacy, Andy. I've kind of gone with a mix of channels here for different tastes and whatnot. But he covers, you can check these all out in the link in the description below. I challenge you, Andy, from Blackjack Legacy, to do Am I a Wargamer video. He covers a good number of different things. He covers a lot of skirmish stuff as well, but he mostly talks about it. He doesn't necessarily do battle reports, but he does a lot more talking. He does his live streams and things like that from what I've seen. So big up Andy, he does some great stuff over there. Really a listenable guy, and he's really moving on. I think he's creeping up on the 10k now and being able to do what all of us YouTubers dream of, which is obviously going full time with this kind of thing, which is obviously what we dream of doing. Glass Half Dead, second nomination. I pull you out, Andrew from Glass Half Dead. He'll be killing me probably over message now for nominating him for this, but different kind of channel again. Fan of Andrew's, to be fair, and what he does. When we started up Kill Team, it was a massive help actually to be able to go and check him out. He's much more competitive based channel, to be honest, from what I've seen. Very competitive player. covers a lot of Kill Team. That's what he's most kind of popular for, really. And he's starting to cover, obviously, like 40k now that 40k is kind of new edition, I believe. And I think he's got a couple of other games that he wants to try and cover. And I think he does kind of want to expand the channel, really. But I call out Andrew Glass Half Dead. Are you a Wargamer, dude? Otherwise, last and third nomination is another Northerner from the UK, Red Rose Wargaming. They got their own store up there, I believe. I've watched a few bits and bobs with them. I know they were kind of releasing a lot of Warcry content at the same time as us. I know they're fans of our channel, and I've watched your stuff, guys. You do some great stuff, so big up. Their family it gets involved with theirs, which I think is beautiful. If I wish my family were all loved Wargaming as well, but not the case. So you guys are amazing as well. You do some really nice bat reps over there. You got your own style going on, and I know you do some other separate videos talking about it and whatnot. So if you guys want to go and check them out, please do as well. So those are my three nominations: Blackjack Legacy, Glass Half Dead, Red Rose Wargaming. Come on, guys, all you Wargamers, get that video out. Thanks to my nomination again from David Moffat from Anax Tabletop Gaming. Am I a Wargamer? Yes, I am. I think I definitely am. Leave comments down below, guys. Let us know how you became Wargamers and what you think of the vid. Otherwise, I'll see you next time, guys, and as always, happy skirmishing. Hi there, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure to hit the notification bell. Also, throw us a like on the video and leave us a comment down below. Finally, if you would care to support the long-term progress and stability of the channel, please sign up to become a Patreon member in the link below the video for as little as $3 per month, just like the amazing people to the left of me. You will gain access to many different benefits, but you will also be making sure that we can still put out videos for the foreseeable future. Thanks for watching, and you can check out more of the videos here, right on our channel. Everything Skirmish. But until next time, happy skirmishing, guys.